Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to fixing up the Commonwealth. Hope you're all well today. And we're going to concentrate in this area here today. We're going to see if we can make something in here to make it look a little bit more desirable, I guess is the right word. And let's get into the build menu. Let's get building. Next couple of builds are going to be fairly straightforward builds, and I want to kind of show you my idea behind these is to just show you what you can do with the existing structures and how you can just kind of enhance them a little bit, I guess. Now, weirdly enough, you can see I scrapped that light there. The light from the actual animation from that light stays, and you'll see that a little bit later. So I have to actually put another light back in there, weirdly enough. Now, we have a little bit of a challenge here. You can see the workshop is sitting a little bit off the concrete, and the challenge really is, because what I'm going to do today is I'm going to build a little workshop around it. So the challenge really is to make that look as though it's sitting within the building naturally. So because it's a little bit off the wall, you know, I could have put a wall right up to that and recessed it a little bit, but I decided not to do that, and you'll see what happens when we get done. So essentially what I'm using today is I'm using snappy house kits and Hoogie McFlip. No, Red Rocket mod from the master plan. Sorry, it's very early in the mornings at the moment, and I haven't had a lot of coffee, so excuse me if I'm a bit slow at getting going. This is a pretty stock standard thing, and it's probably inspired a little bit by Fallout 76 because it's just basically a box. But it shows you. Oh, okay. Let's have a swim. I wanted to show you how easily you can do things. You don't have to make super complicated builds for them to be effective in your settlement. And I'll have a little bit of coffee. So that's basically what I'm going for here. I want to show you kind of simple ideas for the settlement. And I'm thinking of keeping this settlement pretty compared to some other settlements, keeping it pretty simple, not overcomplicating it, because I don't think it warrants being a complicated build, to be honest. So I'm just sizing up, trying to figure out what kind of this needs to be like, try to figure out the configuration. Now, one of the things that I find out much later in this build is the fact that this area here is quite a busy thoroughfare for the settlers going from one side to the next so they can sit down, and so you tend to get settlers walking through the workshop quite a bit, and I mean, I'm not used to having settlers, as you know. If you've watched the fixing up the Commonwealth before, you would know that generally I'll have maybe one or two settlers and then I'll put them in at the end. But the Slog is a little bit different because it is populated with certain people, and so I just have to work around that. So what I'm working on here is I'm just looking at this. I like the look of this this doorway in the window, so I want to incorporate it in here. I want to do that. So I'm just trying to figure out how to best do that using different pieces. Just see what they look like, see how they snap in. Yeah, that didn't snap in real well, but we'll fix that in a second. There you go, like that. But then it's too many windows. See, it only needs a single bit there. So what I should have probably done was put just a single wall in there. But I do like where this is going. So Snappy House Kit's great mod. A few people have stopped using it since the update because they lost a lot of their builds because of when he updated it, he moved a heck of a lot of pieces. But I like it. I like it a lot. I've used it a lot. You would have seen it in the Asylum build and whatnot. I like this piece here. The only problem with this piece here is if you look real closely, the pieces are angled, and in every one of these, that piece with a wider door, they have got angled bevels on the edge, so I couldn't use them, unfortunately. So we end up going back to the stock standard kind of pieces like this one here, and so we just fit it in. So a lot of this build today is more about the actual decoration, decoration rather than the actual building process, but I think it's always worth sharing, because I think you will get inspiration for this, hopefully, and see that you don't have to be super complicated to get everything to work. Just run along here for a second, see what it's looking like. Yep, you're going to move those walls a bit forward, but that's easy done. It's easy fixed like that. This door fights me, but we get it in the end, and again, you just got to be persistent with it. Yep, and we do have wall caps, which we'll see in a second, to just finish that off a little bit. Come on, snap in. Sometimes if you go to the other side or change the angle a little bit like that, it will snap straight in. So I'm going to put a window in there because it just all feels a bit enclosed looking over the pool, and you'd like, so if you're working, it's quite a nice little view to look into the pool. I've got to address that hole, which is a kind of doorway. You don't want people kind of walking out by mistake and falling into the pool. I guess looking at it back, I could have put some kind of platform into the pool, or a little balcony or something, but I'll go a slightly different way. So put the roofs on now, and I could have went kind of bog standard with this, but I decide to switch it up a little bit. Let's put a bigger one up. Where is it? No, back the other way. So there's a hole there. I could have put that in there, but I decided, you know what would be nice? Why don't we find something that kind of brings a little bit of natural light in? Have a little bit of look at all the roofs that are there. Don't find anything that I can use, so I actually go to the warehouse tab in a sec, and I just drop a glass roof in, and it actually looks, I think it actually adds to the overall look. And these are the little touches that I'd encourage you to try, just like that. There you go, it's got a little skylight in, and it does certainly give something different to the build. So that's it, it's pretty much done. Let's get into the tour and you'll see how it kind of transforms with a fair bit of decoration. I know I said I wasn't going to decorate, but hey, that only lasted 3 episodes really. So here we go, we've got the little red rocket sign on the top. I've kept it as a single building because of the apartments next to us, not spoiling their view. You'll see a lot of familiar stuff around. We shut that door for a while. Dogmeat will probably open it again. See a lot of familiar stuff around, and I think those 2 water purifiers actually frame it a little bit. See, I've kind of improvised a little bit with the power there, but it all kind of works. And a lot of these items come from, like I said, the Red Rocket mod from the Master Plan series, and you can see he's got a little bench in there. I have added some bits and bobs around, so I challenge you to say which bits come with the mod, which bits are added. I try and do that a lot with my builds so that it kind of works seamlessly. The sink is backwards, so I need to fix that. You can see I've put a barrier from the scaffolding in there to just so it's a little outlook, and left that door nice and open. Those floodlights are back because, like I said, they had a little animation that I couldn't get rid of. And yeah, I think it has a really nice feel. You're not really drawn to the fact that that workshop is set off the wall as such, because I've put so much stuff around it that you actually can't really tell too much unless I say something. And it's got all the workbenches that you need in here. And these little tool boxes too. I'm just trying to give you a look around. I know a lot of you like to have a good look at the detail when I'm doing tours and whatnot, so show you all the little details that we have around the place. And of course we have our Nuka-Cola machine on the other side. There we go. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you next time on Fixing Up the Commonwealth. See ya!